Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly. Sadie learns how to pull a cart. Mini Zebu heifer Susie being trained to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learning to pull a harrow. Here we show you how Eve does a spin and how we ask her to move 4 quarters. Moving the 4 quarters. We're going to try to show you with several different horses how we cue for it, how well they do it. We've picked for the first horse, Firecrest Easter Eve, my Morgan mare. I'm Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, and Rosie is aboard Eve, as you can see, saddleless. We do have her O-ring snaffle on, and we have a lead rope. Reason being, first thing we're going to show you is Eve's present ability, her prerequisite achievement in doing a reining spin, or a ranch horse versatility spin, which for us is just 360 degrees around in proper form. And proper form being, as much as possible, a pivot on the back and a step over with the outside leg over the inside leg on the front. Now Rosie is going to show you, this is not rehearsed, this is just present skill, Eve's ability. Over, over, over. Good. That was about 270 degrees. She did pivot. The very first step, Rosie, was behind. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. The way to get that left front or outside front over the inside front, the most important element of the spin or the turn on the 4 quarters is forward motion in the lateral direction. All right. Now Rosie's going to try it again. She's going to ask.
No.
Good.
Hey.
Good. Back behind, front.
Oh,
good. Only one was behind.
Let's try it again.
Okay, we're going to try again. Behind, front.
Oh.
All right.
Good.
Now, it is a tendency for a horse that's first learning the 360-degree 4 quarters turn to walk out after the turn. We're going to try to teach Eve to wait for the cue to walk out, because sometimes there are going to be occasions where we just want her to turn, and sometimes there are going to be occasions where we want her to spiral out or walk out or even jog or canter out if she's following a moving object, like a mechanical cow or a real cow. So we're going to, let's show again. And we've shown in past several different ways we've taught the spin. as espoused by various ranch horse versatility trainers. And today, we're pretty much assuming she can do it and just cueing for it. Now, if she starts to get sloppy at it, well, then we'll use one of our techniques. For example, doing a smaller and smaller railroad track circle until she chooses to pivot over her hind legs and spin with the proper form over with the front legs. Or you can use the backwards method, or the bend and send, the spiral method. These are all methods we've explained in the past. But let's see now. The point of this show is not to teach a spin, but to show you the result of proper four-quarters movement, and then we'll show you what Clinton Anderson says is a really good exercise to start the movement of the four-quarters with any horse. Let's see what Eve can do again.
Okay.
And if you have any observations, since you have a mic on, please tell us. Good. Over. 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 Oh, that was almost perfect, Rosie. Yeah, it was almost perfect.
Good.
Now, the other direction is yet another request.
What a girl.
So, let's see what happened. Over. That one was behind. That one was behind. She's pivoting. Now she's stepping over. Okay. Yes,
Good.
3 in front and 2 behind. Do you have any comments about why you think the first 2 were behind?
Hey. Hey, back up. Let's get back here first. Good. If she's ready for it, if I can feel like, readiness in her body, as opposed to just being totally relaxed. I want her to be prepared. Relaxed, but also ready for a cue. Then she's more likely to be like collected under herself already. And she's more likely to move correctly. If she's just sort of standing there relaxed and all of a sudden I ask her to move, she's more likely to just sort of step however she's going to step. But and I think that's like once her body is doing the right thing, like the second half, or the last couple steps of the turn seem to be really some of the best each time.
Yes.
And that's because once she's like doing this thing, her body knows that that's the best way to do it, to step, forward, like to step over with the outside leg. And so the trick, I guess, is to just to do it enough so she's, used to that movement and do it correctly enough, and also to for me to get better at setting her up.
Or get her focused, let's say.
Yeah.
Her attention. Okay, let's see if you can go to the other direction now.
Oh.
We had 2 step overs, and then the first one was behind.
Yeah. Oh. But she's getting much better at not needing any rein pressure.
Yes. Only the first step was behind.
She's responding more to the way I'm sitting, as opposed to I remember when we first started working on this with her, I'd have to keep a more constant pressure. Not pulling, but pressure on her mouth to say no, this leg pressure means move sideways. But she's much better now. I feel like I really don't have to have much pressure at all, just barely. And she's really responding to the fact that I'm sitting back and sort of driving her sideways with my weight.
And neck reining can be helpful here too.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working on that. That's a slow process, trying to use less direct and more neck reining when we work with Eve. Now let's see how Eve does with just the arm extension and a lead line connection, but not lead line pressure. I'm going to ask Eve to do some step overs with her 4 quarters, just by using signal, cue, and pressure if I need it. Front over, Eve. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Very nice, Eve. There was a little bit of bottle tapping in the back, but mostly she was keeping her back legs in the same position, only not quite pivoting yet. She's better at doing that when she's got the leg pressure and the rider telling her. But she hasn't learned how to do it from the ground, so to speak, although usually that's the order in which you go with a horse that doesn't know how to spin. You start with groundwork, then you get up in the saddle and combine the leg pressure with the groundwork, then just the leg pressure and the cues from the saddle. So let's try this direction now. Let's see what Eve says. We're just trying to show you, even though it's in reverse order, her ability to listen to my request to do front over. I'm using visual. I'm just trying to get her attention. I'll go a little higher if I don't have it. Good. Front over, Eve. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Front over. Woo. All right. Now, I didn't quite put my body in position to stop her stepping forward. Mostly, I will be able to control that if I don't have somebody in the saddle using reins by putting my body in her way, as long as I feel that that's safe. And with Eve, I definitely feel that's safe. I'm going to show her that right now I don't want her to step out when we're done with the front overs. I want her to stop. It's more like a reining maneuver rather than a cow work maneuver. With cow work, of course, when they work over their haunches and they're doing their front overs, most likely they're going to have to move out once they've pivoted and put themselves in the position to follow the cow. So it's a fine distinction. Which one are we doing? Are we doing the athletic reining maneuver, or are we doing the useful cow work maneuver? I'm going to do it again from this direction. See if I'm getting her attention. Make nice with my tools. Good girl, Eve. She doesn't look at all stressed. Front over, Eve. Front over. Front over. Whoa. Very nice, Eve. Yes, she did very well. Now I'm going to back her up. There's various ways to get a horse to back up. Let's see if I can do it just with visual. Back, 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 back. Very responsive. Very nice, Eve. Make nice with my tool. If she hadn't have backed so nicely, I would have used other methods, like, for example, touching her on her front end with my stick, or touching my stick on the lead line, or even this kind of movement on the ground will help to get that backward motion. Now let's see what Eve says, going the other direction. Okay, and I'm going to, you see this front foot is back, so she's likely to step back, so I'm going to ask her to bring it forward. Whoa, good. All right, now I have a better chance of her doing a step over with her outside. Front over, good. Front over, front over, front over. Whoa. And that was so perfect. That was 360, and that's all we go for here in the Ranch Horse Versatility Arena. 360, all steps were in the right form, and Eve gets an A+. That's all for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. Here we work with Eve's daughter, Sadie, on moving 4 quarters. My coming 4-year-old, who's Eve's daughter, on the same thing we just worked with Eve on yesterday, which is 4 quarters movement.
Got an itch.
And this time, we're doing first the lead line work with the arm extension.
Over.
Then we're going to get in the saddle and see if we can do it from saddle with or without lead line. Good. She's stepping over, yes. Now, she isn't quite pivoting with her back legs, but that'll come.
Back.
She's actually stepping over her back legs. Okay, Rosie's putting her back in position. We're trying not to use the lead line. We're trying to use visual blocks and verbal cues and pressure in the right place on the body.
Thank you.
There. That was a hind end maneuver. Okay, now 4 quarters.
Over.
Yes, and Rosie learned yesterday that if she puts her body in front of, in front of Sadie, Sadie's not as likely to walk out of the 4/4 turn.
Back. Good. Over.
Body position can be
Over.
very important in
Over.
training. Yeah, she's got a...
Ho.
she didn't cross over. A little bit visual block. There. Good. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're first trying to teach us is trying to get too many steps at first
Over.
with a horse that doesn't know how to do it.
Over.
So if we just get
over.
1 or 2 good steps, we'll be happy with today's lesson from the ground and then see what happens when we do it from saddle.
Move the front part. Over. That's all right. Come on.
A little rhythmic pressure on her shoulder could help.
There.
There, yes. That was a little clearer message.
Back.
Now remember where her vision is out of the sides of her eyes, so you want to make sure that if you're using visual block, she can see it.
Over.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, good. That was good, and that was a pivot.
Ho.
Now we want to be able to move all the body parts of our horses for a lot of reasons. We love to do cow work here, and that's a very important element of doing cow work, but also if you're on a trail or on a road and your horse gets spooked, if you can immediately gain their focus by asking them to move their 4/4 or their hindquarters, you're in a much better position
Rear over.
to maintain their confidence and their left brain. Good.
Rear over. Good girl.
Yes.
Front over. Front over. Good.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Then she walked out. Again, totally expectable at this point.
It's okay.
Yes. Yes. So Rosie's going for about 180 degrees today, and that's okay. Small steps.
Hey, where are you going?
Sub-objectives.
Back.
Good.
Hey, where are you going?
Okay. Lost her focus. A number of ways you can teach a horse to back.
Back.
Yes. The wiggle
Back.
of the lead line, the visual block.
Rear over. Rear over. Good. Front over.
Yeah. A little bit of pressure on the shoulder can tell the horse a lot about what we want them to move. Yes.
Ho.
Yes, very nice.
Back.
When you feel ready, Rosie, you can, we'll stop the camera, you can get in the saddle, and we'll see if you can do it from saddle. If not, I'll come and help with the lead line and the arm extension.
Ho. No, sorry. Okay. Rear over. Ho. Good.
Ready to get in the saddle?
Yeah.
All right, we'll stop the camera for a moment. Well, Rosie's now in saddle. Just doing a little bit of warm-up. We have an arm extension here. It's like a dressage whip, which we may use. But first we want to see if we can do it just with leg pressure and verbal cues. And you're watching because we have not rehearsed. Okay, she's moving hind end.
That's what I was asking her to do.
Okay.
Move this part over.
Now she's asking for 4/4. Okay, now the first one was behind. There, that's in front.
Good.
Yes. Remember, the forward motion is the most important element to get that outside leg to step over the inside front.
I know. Okay. Good.
Good. Good. Except for the walking out. She had 2 good steps. Now remember, we're doing ranch horse versatility spins or 4/4 moves. Not reining. We're not interested in trying to get our horse to spin around full speed 2, 3, 4.5 times. We just want a nice smooth, nice smooth 360 ultimately at our request. with the proper form, which is no hopping and outside front, stepping over the inside front. And pivoting over the back. We don't want a lot of bottle topping with the back. Let's go move over here in the shade again, Rosie, so we don't have to worry about the sun glare. And we know this is going to take time. It's going to take repetition, but we feel it's an important aspect of our training of our Ranch Versatile Morgan horses. Yeah, even if you just go 1 or 2, 180, yes. Before she starts bottle topping, just stop.
Good.
Except she didn't step in front, Rosie, and it's hard to tell from the saddle. There, in front, good.
That was fine.
Yeah, that was good. You can see that
this side's much better.
Which side was good and which one was hard?
Moving off my right leg she's much better than moving off my left leg.
Okay, and that's totally expectable.
Good, that's much better.
Yes, okay. Whoa. Okay, that was off the right.
She's much more likely to just move her hindquarters. Good.
Oh, nice.
There. When I would put my left leg on, she'd just move her hindquarters over to the left somehow. Like achieving basically the same thing, but the opposite. Yeah.
Well, let's try the hard one again. Let's see what happens. We may have to do a little more repetition with that one.
Good.
Oh, very nice. That's very nice.
Aren't you a clever girl? Yes, you're good.
Okay, and why don't you, to finish this show today, why don't you say on camera what you said to me during the break while you were getting in the saddle about the difference between Eve and Sadie?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, Sadie is well, they each have their problems, and their problems are more like, Sadie's problem is more she's disobedient. I mean, in a young way. She's young. I don't blame her. And Eve's problem is more anxious, that if she doesn't understand or she just is nervous because she's away from the herd, she'll just get anxious. And so when they're giving the wrong answer, with Eve I'm much more likely to stop and calm her down and talk to her and ask again, maybe in a different way. And if Sadie's giving me the wrong answer, I'm much more likely, if she's not moving fast enough, or with Eve I'd just kind of keep trying until she got it. And Sadie, I'll push her more with my body or give her a little pop with the stick, because she's much more likely to just be being bad because she's not paying attention or doesn't, care what I'm asking of her. And so I just have to make her care, and Eve, I have to make her calm down.
and focus and have confidence. If she just had confidence in you, she wouldn't get so worried.
Sure. It's
Sadie.
Like I was just going to say, it's like they're both not focusing, but for different reasons. Sadie's not focusing because she's, like a child who wants to go play, and Eve's not focusing because she's has to be busy focusing on something else. Like, where are the other horses? But, convince her that that's okay, that she can be alone, then she's much better. She's fine. Really.
Okay, and Sadie is not a go-y horse at all.
Oh.
Eve, it took us a long time when we first started working with her to make her understand that leg pressure doesn't mean go.
Mm-hmm.
That it can mean other things like lateral movement. So we've come a long ways with both of them, with similar but not the same techniques, because they are individuals, and we are catering our training goals to their individual achievement. And now Sadie gets to go out on a trail ride as her reward. That's all for today. www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. Now you will see Semi moving her forequarters without our use of reins or lead line. Semi is my 6.5-year-old, and we've been doing a lot of bridleless work with her. So today we're actually going to try to ask her from the ground to turn on her forequarters without a lead line, without bridle control, just with visual blocks and requests to front over. Rosie is going to do it, And I'm going to be here in case we need a visual block, either in front, behind, or on the offside. Then we're going to then maybe get up on Semi's back without a saddle and see if we can get Rosie to do it just with leg pressure and visual block if we need it, and oral cue if it helps. Okay, so here I am just in case I'm needed.
Uh-oh.
She's following me. A join up.
Come this way. Come here. I know, 2 trainers.
Front over. Good. Uh-oh. Yeah,
Right.
2 in front and 2 behind, but
going.
now she's got it. Now she's got
Whoa.
it. Yes,
Good
very
girl.
nice, Semi. Semi is my best spinner.
Back.
Only because I've worked
Back.
with her the most.
Back. Good.
She did really well from the ground.
Rear
Usually we
over.
do it from saddle.
Rear over. Rear over. Good.
Just a different request. Okay, and then Rosie's going to back her up so we can make it easier to
Okay.
watch her by
Whoa.
camera.
Good.
Okay, let me
Better
move this obstacle here, which we may or may not use today. Or another day with Semi. She's been working on doing obstacles bridlelessly as well, reinlessly. All right, let's see if you can go the other direction, Rosie. That was really good.
Okay.
Once she got that forward motion
This
in
way.
the lateral direction
This way.
moving,
This way.
we were getting front overs completely
Whoa.
with the proper form.
Come here a little bit. Come here a little bit. She's kind of near the fence. Come here. Come here a little more. Whoa. Try it right here. Over.
A little
There.
bit of encouragement to stop backing up. Good.
Over. 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 Over.
See how we have to use our body
Okay.
position to keep her
Good
from
girl.
going forward?
Good girl.
Oh, look at that pivot
Whoa.
and everything.
There.
Yes, very nice. Now, Semi's had a little bit of we think a tendon owie on her left leg.
Oh yeah, we should lunge.
Yeah,
Before
we're
I
going
get
to stop the camera for a minute and lunge her in the counterclockwise direction very quickly to see if there's any favoring at all, and if so, we're not going to get up on her back. But as you can see, we are continuing to work with her because she doesn't show any favoring or any discomfort other than counterclockwise jog lunging. So we'll turn off the camera for a moment and let you know if we're going to work with her further on 4/4 moving.
Whoa.
Well, we're seeing a little bit of favoring on the left front, so we're not going to get up on Semi's back today. We are just going to do some obstacles work with her out here in the uncovered arena, as we had done a few days ago in the covered arena. Obstacles work from the ground, bridlelessly, reinlessly.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Semi, Rusty and Susie, www.thesocolos.com.